Hello everyone, it's OMSI 2, joking, it's Levia. We're on OMSI 2, that's what I meant. It's going to be a longer one, and we're actually talking for once in the OMSI 2 videos. We're using the Veiling 2 and the Veiling pack, using this beautiful local 12 paint and livery, well, Devon livery actually. We are in the Veiling 2 of course. We're going to be doing multiple routes today, and I've fully got all my buttons mapped so I can do everything on my wheel instead of leaning over to my keyboard. So I've got all my give, change, take, money and everything, which we are going to need to put that back onto, let's put it on easy because that's how you just do it that way. We've got our door open and close mapped. And of course we got our indicators and everything. And our parking brake sorted, and we've also got to turn dip lights on and off, which we won't need them yet. These lights that are on at the moment, they for some reason stay on. So yeah, we're going to be doing multiple routes in this one, so it is going to be quite a lengthy video in a sense. We're going to do a 12 possibly return service, and then we could even do a 35 or an X35 return service, depending on how it goes. Of course, it's going to lag at some point because, well, it's OMSI, isn't it? Anyway, let's just sort out the bus. So 3922. Of course, it's got the Volvo logo. We're not going to accept anything. Let's have a look at in the interior. It's actually quite nice. It's got these nicer sorted seats, not the ones which have the handlebars on top. They're just on the side instead. But yeah, it's a nice interior. Of course, it is a Volvo in a sense, but it's not too bad on the inside. It's very similar to like a single deck Alexander Dennis, apart from the fact the Volvos, this one surprisingly has a seat here, which not many single decks do have a seat here. Anyway, let's pick a route. So as I said, we're going to do a 12 return service. Which one's 12? I think it's going to need to be this one. Nope. Penrose Hospital, we don't want that. So is it going to be number 3? To Stone Lake, 15 minutes. That should show up, which it has. Press continue on that. So, great thing about this was it shows you all the IBIS codes, which we only need to put in destination. So we're going Patent Roller Hospital to Stone Lake, so the code's going to be 20, which you don't even need to put it in, you can just do this. Actually, it's nice and easy. Apart from that, wrong button. Let's just get the bus to warm up. What's the temperature in the bus? Of course, typical OMSI. This. Yeah, all the blinds, you even have a front blind. This also works. Which I won't have on. The thing I will have on now is the heating. It's don't want it too powerful. It's just really just to warm up the bus. Apart from that, we are good to go. Drive. That's only one thing we haven't got. Maps. To the keyboard. To the wheel. Of course, it's only a 10 mile an hour in here. Don't want to get too fast. We've got plenty of time to make our way over to the hospital. It's not too far either. Anyway, we're on WestCountry 3, which is a great map. There is supposed to be a route coming soon, which if we do the 35, I will show you where that's going to go. It is in Totnes, and from what I can assume, it takes you to Totnes Castle. All I can assume, let's have a different layout. The depot for once, here in Payton. always go blasting down that other road. You can go this way, and I think I prefer it this way because you're actually doing nothing. See, I feel like you're actually meant to go this way. Because, yeah, I don't know. You go out in the front of the buses, which are Enviro 400s. Take it nice and easy. Don't need to go too fast. And of course, this actually raises up, which is quite cool. I've noticed this on all the newer maps coming out. They do use these objects, which do raise. Of course, wait for green light. Again, this is quite a fast bus as well. For some reason, it doesn't have a speed limiter, so I don't know if I'll ever do this, but there is a Top Gear test track map which I do have installed. So I don't see why not. I won't do like a reasonably priced car version, or the seeing how fast everything is, just compare them. I don't think there'll be too much different. It'll just be whatever's faster acceleration wise and top speed wise. I think that's probably going to be the main change between all of them. And I keep on saying I'm going to get myself a new SSD at some point so I can run OMSI on it. On the SSD, so it's not as slow, freezes as much, which I do need to do at some point. So I'm not going to do 30 at the moment down here. You can see that's a red light, so we don't need to really speed down to it. Anyway, we're turning right here anyway, to go towards the hospital and painting in general. Of course, we will be going down towards the harbour, and then we'll be coming up to Paint Royal Hospital again. And then if I did 35, we're going to put it in, not in service, and then we're going to go drive to, I think it's Memorial Crescent, the actual name for it is. And then we're going to pull over, change the IBIS codes to 35 to Totnes, and then we'll do a return service from Totnes all the way back up to Payton, or even an X35. I am unsure what 35 will end up doing. It's whatever people the first, in a sense, that we can get to. But if an X35 is in 2 minutes from when we get to the Paint Royal Hospital, we won't be able to do it because it takes longer than 2 minutes to get to Memorial Crescent. It takes about a good 5, 6, 7 minutes. And one thing I do want to do, just a little nice trick you can do to get more FPS in games in general, is you go task manager, you go task to details, and then you press right click and then set priority, and now I just set the priority to high, and as you can see, got an FPS boost. Of course, OMSI is, well, it's an old game. When they brought Aerosoft brought out the rights to OMSI, they didn't get the actual, I think it's the original code they didn't actually end up getting, so they couldn't really improve OMSI that much on the FPS and loading kind of side of things, which is a bit annoying, but you have to put up with it in a sense. Just a bit of a swell there. But anyway, I think we've left a bit too early, but we can just park the bus up ready. Nothing stopping us from that. Just let the focus go. Because we've got to take it nice and easy around here anyway. Because there's an ambulance going out. And now we're back to 10 miles an hour again. If you guys like this kind of stuff, put in the comments. Which side do we need to go? I think we need to go other side, don't we? Yeah, because that's where it terminates. So we're going to have to take a bit of a wider turn. See, can we get close? Yep. Put it in neutral and shut down the bus. Thanks, buddy. There you go. Thank you. So does someone actually end up saying thank you? No. Or hello, driver. Don't think you really hear that much on this. But anyway, we're gonna just shift Y that and get the screen shot in. Shift away. Yeah, I do like this. I don't know what it is. I prefer this bit, this one that has all the stuff like delivery come down a bit, and you don't have like the Volvo kind of stuff here, which I know some of them do. Just looks like a Volvo really. Apart from that, we've got a 10-minute wait. Gonna skip the time. So let's say 12 minutes past. So it's a bit closer to the time of depine. Do we have a taxi coming through? I don't see what the point of the taxis coming through really is, because they don't really stay there. They slow down and then they drive back off, which is a bit stupid. I think we're quite straight there. It's a bit wonky to the end, but it's not too bad. Of course, you've got the AC unit here on the top, which you don't see much IRL in the UK anyway, unless it's a Decker or coach or yeah. Unlike the Studio Polygon, that's the only thing you can really open on the outsides, apart from all the windows. Turn the bus back on. Just waiting here for no reason really, so let's skip the time to that. The engine just warm up and everything. Close the doors, because I don't suspect anyone else getting on. Put into drive, and we'll leave it when it goes to 55 seconds, or so 5 seconds to the next minute. And there we go. The engine shuts, the beeping shuts up as well. It's always nice. It's a bit irritating as well. I think the worst bus on this that does that is probably the ALX 400. Because it continues going whilst you're still driving. Make sure no one's going through that. I knew that was going to happen. I knew as soon as the engine just went, I didn't want to shift gear. I knew that was going to turn red. Shouldn't be too long. It was only the one car waiting, so. Plus you got that transit van that's waiting over there, so that should change it to green a bit sooner, hopefully. We're just waiting for it to turn green. We're going to be behind schedule at the moment as it stands. We can always make it back, especially when we get up to speed onto the dual carriageway. I always thought these go green at the same time. They might have changed it in the update. Because last time I did do the 12, it was before the update. Just hang and turn late, really. Do close that. I'm not using the mouse anymore, so I don't really need that. Because one thing I did hate about when you use the mouse, if you right click by accident, it does turn off the mouse steering. It's a bit annoying, but there you go. Come on, yep, it's not bad. Don't need 30 here, even though look, they're pulling away whilst I'm doing 30. Somehow. It's going to be ending up someone getting on here. Yeah, it's always one. Come on. Oh, I'm so used to using the keyboard for the thingy. Just think, 2 seconds late. It's not too bad for being stopped at light for what, a minute. And it said 0.9 of a minute down behind schedule. Not too bad. 40 down here, but we haven't hit the actual speed limit change. Now let's speed up. It's a nice handling bus. Like you can sit at 40 and 50 and doing sharper turns than that, and it doesn't get too bumpy or anything. Look at that, perfect timing. It's just waiting for the AI to decide to move. So luckily they aren't turning right in this lane. No, you can. They just went straight on, which is always nice. Back down to 30 again. Which isn't too bad. And look, we're already 2 minutes above schedule again. Luckily this bit's timing point, so we can actually wait here and just stand for a minute or two. So we do have 1, 2 people disembark the bus. There's your ticket and change, thank you. I think it's just weird how sometimes they actually speak and everything and then this time they don't. So in theory we've actually got, yeah, we've got 3 minutes just standing here, even though it says 0.16, you've got what, 2.5 minutes basically. I could easily go downstairs and get a drink, so at some point I think I will go through all the routes each way, mark what time I get to each stop and just see and change the scheduling, because it is annoying some stops, especially on the 35 you can go 6 minutes early at some stops from being 2 minutes down just because you haven't picked any passengers up. And even if you're going slower as well, to try just keep that time even though that don't seem to work. It does get annoying, but you get used to it over the time. Next point of call is, what am I going to mainly focus on with this channel? I don't know. Because I still stream on Twitch and every now and here and there, but I don't stream as much as what I used to. I haven't streamed for a good 5 days. Which I might do tomorrow after recording this. Because that day is the correct date of recording this on top left. See that text? They're actually turning left there. Still got. See, it says that 00, as if we're not due here. Oh, we're due to leave, and that's changed as well. So, which is weird. Let's close the door. That's saying 2. Go in, and then we need to get into this lane because we need to go straight on. Plus we'll end up waiting here for what, a minute or two, just a minute. Hopefully we go next to get the green light, but I don't think we will. I think the guys on the left and the right will have the green light. We'll find out in a second because, yeah, guys on the right's getting it. Just a bit annoying, but hopefully we're next. If it just went from straight on to the people on the right, it goes to us next to get it. And I'm correct, just gotta wait for this focus to decide to move extra large. It's not really a large focus, to be honest. Hatchback, so it's not that large. I'd say it's an extra small. And I think we're going in straight on at these lights, yeah. Well, straight on, I mean following it round to the right. It's only really 35 that does that. But either way, we're not going to make it. And look at that. Not many maps actually sort it out having the right livery, but look at that, for X35, that's all sorted. I think this one's just running, it's an AI route, so there's not really much you could do. I'm going to assume at some point WestCountry will have a paid DLC, which is totally fine. You look at Yorkshire counties that ended up having a paid DLC at some point, and that DLC is great. It's just one guy again. The thing I love about this wheel, it's got where the Gran Turismo logo is, it's an actual button, so we can have it as a horn. Like, great. Anyone getting on? Yep, both of them. Anyway, we're just getting in Disley Street. Just replace the L with an N. There's your ticket change, bud. Thank you. That sounds really only because of the doors being opened whilst the doors closing anyway, whilst the handbrake's off. Because they're supposed to be. The handbrake's supposed to be on at all times. I'll just do it just to get it done quicker. And that one, I assume it's because I put handbrake while still actually going. There you go. I pressed the roll too fast. That's my mistake. Yeah, it's quite a nippy bus. Of course, you've got different versions. You've got the Euro 5s and Euro 4s. Of course, you've got different front models. Yeah, better. That's one thing I hate about being on a wheel. It's when it knocks the force feedback on, which does get a bit annoying sometimes. Especially if it knocks your wheel off centre. Kind of had to hold it. Do we even have a green light? Yeah, we have a green light going straight on, which is annoying sometimes. You have to kind of crawl in a sense just to see if you can continue going on or what. We might even do a 122 return service actually. Going to keep the indicator turned on because we are going to be turning left in a second. So we just disconnect and reconnect our wheel by pressing K. Just turns off force feedback, so we can just turn a bit smoother. And you won't be able to hear my wheels as much because it is a Logitech wheel, so they are a bit loud when turning. Indicate again. Do have the time point. And so I remember playing good old buses of WestCountry. That was. I don't know what it is. I prefer the 35 on that because you start at a bus station either side, which I do kind of miss in a sense. But yeah, with this, it's not like Studio Polygon where you can actually move around the ticketing system. Plus you do have a Wayfarers one as well, which is always nice. Of course you have the buttons up there which you can actually activate. Out here you've got this button which, shall we see if it works? Which it does. Yeah, it shows you all the stops. We're currently up to South Beach. Next major stop is Roderick Down, which isn't actually on there. Maybe it's this section in a sense. Still got about 40 seconds before we leave, but because we are going out of junction, just make sure the door shut is. Yeah, as we're coming out of junction, the Range Rover saw us coming, didn't it? Just gonna leave a bit early. Isn't too bad, and this is the bit where we can actually get up to speed. We'll only end up doing about 50 miles an hour, but still fast. It's not the slowest bus out there, to be honest. It's actually quite nippy, which I love about this. And then of course you get like a little beep when you hit 50. I wish it was kind of clever and there's a sense where it can just keep it at cruise control, because I know some of these actually do have cruise control. You're there a bit too early. Doing 12 service, not 122. Look at that, there's even people on the beach. I've never seen that on this map. It's quite cool. That does get annoying if you just want to keep it on there. And just keep it to 50, but of course wish there was a way to turn it off. There probably is a way in the servitors to turn it off, but I haven't looked in them yet. That and move the mouse out of the way because that is getting a bit distracted looking at that. Look, it was coming at one point, like you can disable where your cursor is on OBS, so I've just thought, see if that actually works for mouse steering. And it did, it actually worked quite good in the videos anyway. Of course I'd still be able to see it, which was a bit annoying. This old lady is coming on. Let's see. Just the one guy getting off. Thank you. But look at that. That's the main problem. We left, what, 20 seconds online? Before we actually were supposed to leave. And yeah, we've just left there 2 minutes early. Just a bit annoying. Because really, before we get to the harbour, there's not really many, timing. I don't think there is a timing point on the way to the harbour. Can't quite remember. I haven't done the 12 for a while. Did a 122 run, if I remember rightly. Lucky people again. Oh, yeah, turning right there. At least we're getting red lights. Me, I don't always want red lights, but because of how early we are, they're actually coming in useful for once. But even though this one won't be lasting long because there's no cars coming either way. Didn't see that one actually, because I was looking left, or that one. Well, can't really see. That's 1, 2. So we've got a lady up front, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just take off 5 at a time. being, just in case there's probably a small AI behind them. Oh, let's just move it a bit right. We'll find out in a second. So 6 in total. How about cash? Press that the wrong way. But they still got their ticket and everything before, so that's fine by me. Next up, going to be a minute and a half. I'm saying it. Only 0.7. I think this is the one which should, in theory, be a time. No, it's the one after. So the next stop after this one should be a turning point because the way the bus stop is. It's just the one person getting up. Yep. I'm going to say the other day I was just driving around or doing some routes, I wasn't recording or anything, and I didn't realise how because sometimes they just randomly fill up how much the bus is. This one it's quite full. As you can see on the dash. The one I had the other day, it was completely empty. Like it had possibly half of a sixth of the tank in, and yeah. Come on AI cars, if they're driving that slow and they can get around it, they can just speed the whole way around it. It's stupid sometimes. So this is going to be fun getting out then. Surprisingly, the Range Rover lets us out, so we're just going to thank them by putting hazards on. Stay on the crawler lane because it's going to be a struggle getting up here. It's not really a struggle. We'll end up doing 50 somehow. Yeah, keeping it around 40. Slowing down a bit now. Oh, 35. I wish you could automatically select the gears. That would be cool actually. Can't always get what you want. It's 40. But yeah, it would be cool if it beeps instead of at 50 mph, if it beeps at the speed limit. See, because I'm kind of keeping it level pegging on 40 mph. I know there's someone that's done Stagecoach inspired liveries for the routes on WestCountry 3, but they haven't done them on the Veiling yet. They said they are, but I think they ended up doing them on, I think it was the Enviro 400s. But what I will do is I'll link the this livery pack, the map, and both the game and the Veiling pack itself in the description, so you guys don't have to struggle on finding where they were. The reason why I get off the throttle at 25 mph is because you end up speeding up. Show. I think that's 106. There's one thing I still need to get used to sometimes, and that's just the fact that the front wheels aren't actually at the front in a sense, and you're actually able to go over curbs and not hit the front wheels. Well, you can do that. Should have turned in a bit later, to be honest, but I didn't see that one coming. And what we'll do on the return service is we'll just make sure we don't hit the wheel or anything. We'll end up ending it at Memorial Crescent, so we'll cancel the return, the actual route thing, and we'll put it in not in service and we'll head back to the depot. Come on, Mr. Volkswagen. Thank you. So it's actually wanting to get off here, aren't they? Yep. But I keep on going to press the button on the keyboard because that's what I'm used to, because I never really set it as that. Be interesting to see what it's like on the Route Master. If I, of course, I have to press one of them. I think I have to press the second door being closed. I have to press that twice. Okay, just watch that rear wheel. Yeah, let's see. Can't really see it. So the 12's going to be the last one. It'd be cool if they did like a 2-a-day X35 service from here. Okay, got that sorted. Nice and easy. No problems. Kept it on time. Let's just make sure everyone is alighted. And, well, apart from the 1 or the 2, we left 1 minute 25 early. We didn't really leave all that early. And now we've got 6 minutes waiting here. So we're going to put it in neutral. We're going to kill the engine. But we are going to turn on the power again. Major disruption, cross country. Jesus. Anyway, we're going to get some... I assume these two will end up getting on, or the old lady looks like she's getting on. She's walking quite close to the bus. No? Okay. What we'll do is we'll skip the time till, I'll say, 43. That'll be an acceptable time too. I walk past again, but don't get on. I was going to say some maps do have that when the AIs don't actually get on. Turn the bus back on. It does sound like it struggles to turn on, but that's what buses are like. They're just like that. Got a feeling no one's going to end up getting on here, but we'll leave. We'll close the doors. About 20 seconds to spare. So we've got about 20 seconds till we can close the doors. It's not looking like anyone will get on. Let's see. We're due back there about 23 minutes. Doors. It's quite cool how that's spinning around, to be honest. Oh. Shit. dodgy. Kind of couldn't swing out because that Audi was being away. Was an Audi? Yeah. See what that. Do have our first person getting on it, and the being this guy that's here. I think. Are you getting on? No? I think they are getting on. This might be a dead run back to how tight this bit is. Barely drive on this route, or the 122. So it's one of those where it's hit or miss. If you remember, of course we are. This is the longer version of the failing course. Rear wheel's just gonna head over again. Just have to keep it tight because of ranging. The transit line quite slow. Buddy, are you getting on my bus? Oh, you know what it might be? I'm so stupid. Oh, I forgot to change that. I was wondering, why was that person stopped, just stood at the bus stop? And I just realised, shit, I didn't change the blind. Oh, why do I forget this? It was like my bus earlier when I got on it. It was saying Leamington Spa, but I was going the other way. I think it happens quite often. Drivers just forget to change it. You going on a red line, man? You might stay free from actually. Right. Yeah, I was going to say I was going to pull into the right lane there and just straight past him, but no. They get like F1 grip when pulling up. And the annoying thing is, with this next bit, is it's a 30 mile an hour going down the actual hill. So you kind of have to keep your foot on the brake, but when you keep your foot on the brake, the AI don't like that, which is annoying. It would be cool to be able to pick where your last stop is, because I know you can pick your first stop. So if we could have picked our last stops, just say Payton, for example, and just do the Memorial Crescent there. See, I don't see why this isn't a 40, because you can easily go around here and set a 40. Like how we're doing. Now 2.8 minutes, 2.9 ahead of schedule. This we can pull into. Don't say that's swapped again. Oh, if it's swapped, they would pick to get off. Just gonna open the doors. 3 minutes early. It definitely says Royal Hospital all about on the back, on the side. Yeah. Definitely says Payton Hospital. Shit happens. This is why sometimes on my videos I just come on here and I just skip the time. It just gets so annoying. Like, I wish I knew how to change scheduling for myself. I think there's probably videos somewhere on YouTube. Nice and easy. No, you're not going on. Just walking away. That is one problem I do have with this bus. It's just a general thing with buses anyway. You don't really see it as much on other buses on OMSI. It's when you're going too slow, it knocks it down a gear just for you to change back up straight away. It does get a bit annoying sometimes, but you get used to it. There's like a message down there. Statement door. One new message. Messages. Loose sheep. Read. There's been a report of loose sheep on the roads. Please keep an eye out and drive carefully and avoid any incidents. Apply. Sorry, buddy. There you go. 2 seconds. Anyway, just messaged me IRL, just responded to it. Let's see. We'll end up making it on time somehow. Right, it's not like we're going to be late because we'll end up gaining the time back straight away, so we'll only be late to the next stop, which really is not that bad situation. But even then, I'll somehow make the time back because the stop's which is just 2 seconds away, just there. Actually, no, I won't make the time back. Got a red light. I wonder how long. So we're going to do this in the comments actually. I want you guys to guess how long it will take for this to upload, because it will easily be an hour and 20 minutes minimum. I'd say it'd be more than 2 hours. That's if we do the 35. We can always end up doing the X35, which I think we'll end up doing. And for example, we could always end the X35 at Peyton Royal Hospital and just spin it along in there. Which I think that's what I'll end up doing. So basically just put it into not in service and then everyone will get on. Now this is where we can go up to speed. Yeah, I love this map. It's great. I love buses that I watched in WestCountry. That was great. I only had the one route on now. A bit sad. Jesus, you see the fact that we go from being 2 minutes early to look, we're 1.2 down. See, we're maxing the bus out at 66. I know some of them actually don't have a speed limiter on. Do we actually have to pull back on that? fast lane anyway, almost. I'll have a look at the timetable in a second. Because I know sometimes the timetable and this thing actually says two different things. So it says 55. South Beach 55. That's stupid. Crossroads, which was the stop that we actually stopped at last, was at 54 minutes past. So how would you expect to get here, which is a good 1, maybe 2 kilometres away, in the space of a minute? I do not know. Like, and we were speeding most of the way down there. Anyone now? No. Just try to get back on top of him. Didn't even make it on time. Oh, shit. Too close to the curb. What we could do actually is cancel this and I'll change that. Get this. Friday. X35, 20 minutes. What we'll end up doing is we'll do this on service. In theory, they should get off when we start ring the bell. I know that happens sometimes. So we're 21 minutes early, so basically what we'll end up doing is we'll end up at the roundabout where we came out and we turned right round. To get up this way we'll just go straight on and that takes us to Memorial Crescent. So hopefully they'll realise I'm going the right way. It's weird because normally they don't stay on. Which is weird. So unless it's a bit glitched. Ah, this is where they'll get off. So where the 122 is going is basically the way we go because the 122 starts at Memorial Crescent. That's in non-service anyway. Doors. Fire engine. Don't see many of them with those twos on. You kind of want to just keep that, pin that towards. And what we'll do is there's a kind of stop on the left hand side where it says all stops terminates. What we'll do is we'll just park it in there. Just sort it out from there. It's probably going to say next stop, whichever be the next stop, it'll probably end up saying Disley Street. 35 and whatever that bus is. And then left 111. No, yeah, it hasn't changed. Will do. See, this is the annoying thing about OMSI sometimes. Is it's like this. Like, this is why there needs to be a bus station for the 35. So Yeah, the bus is pulling and everything. See, can we get a photo with both these in? Of course there's a limiter when it comes with the handbrake, so we're just going to sign off the bus for the time being. But yeah, in one of the channels, Discord servers I'm in, they've actually sent some work in progress pictures. Which actually, one of the buses work on London, the bendy bus that comes in this works on London, so you can use that at some point. Okay, what we'll do is we'll skip the time till, I'd say that's practically 17 minutes past. In neutral again. We need to put this as X35 tonnes, which is sorted. We'll probably block the bus on. No, we're blocking the road. Don't know if there's a bus behind us. Just like that. Okay. We'll just shut the bus again. Thank you, buddy. That was kind of cool. I never saw that before. But yeah, let's have a look. So, loose sheep. So if you read it, it's quite cool. I've never seen that. So Macaulay Ross. So time, it was sent almost an hour, 30 minutes ago. Drivers, there's been the roads, keep an eye out. So I wonder if we'll actually end up seeing that. Of course it says reply, but you can't actually press reply, which is a bit sad. Press back, actually. Let's have a look on our duty summary. Actually haven't sent any. Trip summary. Weird. What we'll do, we'll turn the bus back on in a minute. I love the fact that you can just hear the electrics going. That's quite cool. Of course, they film all the audio for their bus in person. And then it kind of just quietens down. Turn it back on. Of course, if you could, and you can kind of do that, you can get in that bit for buses, get that extra junction in a sense just after. See if there's anyone else getting on, because if not, do this, because to get it out of the way. Oh, it's a bit tight sometimes, which is a bit annoying. So in theory, it should only take us about 20 minutes, half hour to get to Tonnes. Let's have a look. Not too many stops on here. Yeah, about 25 minutes. No, my route will end up getting out about 5 minutes early on the X35 somehow. speed bumps there is in Paint. It does get quite annoying, the amount of speed bumps. Hello there, thank you. Thank you. There you go. Sometimes if you press 1 to like give it the ticket, it don't actually work. So you have to press it again, depending on how quick you do it. I've noticed one thing as well, like the inner part of Payton, like the town centre of Payton, does get really laggy. Like you can see our FPS has gone down to 30, which I don't know if you guys will pick up on that in the video. But you can have an option on Steam that you can have an FPS count, which you can also get if you press Shift Y a few more times. Why? Yeah. Yeah, what I'm aiming on doing is to try at least get one video a day out on OMSI or any other game a week on each weekday. So one a week, 5 a week. And possibly on a Saturday releasing a game. What was that? Release a video on a different game. So for example, we can do one a week on ACC, one a week on F1 when I get the new one, whenever I decide to actually go on that. So in theory, it's actually released today, Champions Edition. And I can't really play 21. Because for some reason it doesn't want to load it in the tracks. See, in theory we should be in that. It's bus lane. Because in theory that should change green onto this side. Just thought, why not just come onto this side and just follow it through. We're 2 minutes early already. 2 minutes, it looks more like 3 minutes, but how many is departing us? Still on, thanks buddy. See anything happening interesting buses wise? News. Council's trial late night bus service for East and West Midlands, East and West Midland, mainland. Merseyside Stagecoach Company cancel strike after new pay offered table. International investors sweep for bus and train groups. Still got a minute or so. First group shares are the most expensive, whereas Stagecoach and Go Ahead are similar, and National Express cheap at the moment. Calls for savings. No. Or either bus workers are striking, Liverpool City Region striking, going to be more train strikes, train tube and bus strikes in the summer. Vanhall A range of ZE buses to be offered in the UK, doors. So very interesting stuff going on in a sense in the world. Nothing too interesting actually. See, this is just playing up with the FPS again, so let's just... You can't do it in there, so basically you just go details, right click, set priority, we're going to set that back to normal. And then we're just going to set the priority back to high again. And as you can see, it's improved the FPS. Green light, which is nice. Apparently we're 0.9 even though we've left early. A bit stupid. Hey-oh. Stop at Royal Hospitals, so we don't stop at the roundabout like we did on the 12. I know the normal 35 stops up there, but this one don't. This stops out just outside the hospital, not actually in it, where we start at 12. I'd understand more if the 35 stopped in there, if it's not an express route in a sense like this, where this cuts out all the little villages. It would have been quite cool to have an express route on the original buses of the WestCountry, just hit the curb. I'll press that twice there. Hard to complain to be honest. Press K twice. Oh, need to press it again. Very nice to change just as we've got there. And you see, this is why I want to sort out a timetable, because look, sometimes it goes the other way, sometimes it's the same with the London routes, but I understand more the London routes in a sense, because you do have traffic lights, you have traffic, everything. It's very stop-starty, unlike this, side routes. And even with the 12 as well, that's very stop-starty as well. Hi there buddy, there's your cash and your ticket, thank you. It's got another 2.5 minutes of let's read the news, see what's going on. Plans to roll buses out in Wakefield and move forward. In other news, Stagecoach taken over the 77 and 77. First opens its largest electric bus charging depot in Scotland. That's cool. They've turned some old Enviro 400s into electric. So it's got 160 fast chargers there and 98 normal chargers. Nothing else really interesting that's happened in the past couple of weeks or day or so around buses. That's my chair just clicked back into place because I didn't actually click it to paste. Let's just skip this 1 minute. Just so we don't leave too early. Just get a bit annoying just sitting there. See why bus drivers get annoyed when they get routes which sometimes give you a ton of layover time between two stops and then change just from day to night, and it's completely different. Another fact that actually makes noise, they actually, when you turn on the lights, on the dip lights. Come on, change green. The fact that the brakes just cut out as soon as I took off the brake. most of the time when I'm still, I'm just running using one hand. Really, it's not like we're doing really tight turns. If we're doing tight turns, I'd use two hands, but even then, doing this and that, I'm just using one hand, using the palm of my hand. But I'll just have my hands kind of so mobile, have still like a rubber top on the side. It's like an indented rubber, like leather in a sense. And I'll just keep my hand on that right side and yeah. If I needed two hands on it, I'd put two hands on my wheel. Not too difficult, I just kind of, if you do it first it's uncomfortable, but you kind of find a good position to keep your hand in. Just so you can kind of use your palm just to turn it, like here, I'll get to it. Just turn the indicator on. You just keep your palm on. Kind of just move your arm a bit more. In a sense, but it's not too difficult. Like here, I'll just move my hand over to, because it ends up going onto the left side somehow. You see, it just changed drastically. It's stupid sometimes. It's as if the actual, like, some stops what time you're supposed to be there is wrong. Because look, we was behind schedule there. I understand, like, we have a while to the next one. Because, yeah, we do, we have, it's almost to the time we get into time next. The next stop is. In theory, we shouldn't be doing this speed because it's just gone into a 40. Theory, our max speed, even if it's a national speed limit, is 50 mph on a single track road, same with HGVs. And then, of course, buses are limited to only 55 on dual carriageways and not motorways, but this one isn't. This one's a bit spicy, it can do 65. And we're only doing 30 around here. Don't know why. Now let's speed up. I'm going to say, we should have turned left there if we were on a 35. It's a little inch. You've applied them threes somewhere. Even now, still doing well. It goes down into 40 again, so maybe they're just planning for that. And then the 35 would come out here. Actually, think of that. How does that work? Because, oh yeah, it goes over a bridge. I was just thinking about that because you turn left. Then how did you come out from the right? But yeah, I've got to go over a bridge in it, so. On it. In it maybe needs how much, yeah. Actually, what we'll do, we'll just do the 35 and then what we'll do, we'll terminate, we'll put not in service, and then we'll just go down to the Totnes depot and park it up there. It's looking like we're going to be late even to Whitehaven Road. So we are going to have to put our foot on the floor. In 34 miles per gallon. I know that's mile per hour at the moment. So, can't really tell from this far out because the game's a bit shoddy. Right. Turn left there if you're doing 35. No, I'm doing 35. Come on, it's 60, I'm doing 65 and you're doing about 40. It's saying slow, but if I'm driving, look, it says slow. Kinora. I do like livery, quite nice. So I think Windhaven Road isn't this stop up here. I've made this mistake up here. So there's a stop up this up that kind of goes into a lay by. That's only for the 35, not the X35. As you can see, it's top of hill. And for some reason I've mistaked it once or twice for Windhaven Road. That's quite funny, to be honest. See how fast this bus is, even though I wasn't actually had any throttle on. It actually increases so fast. I know it's mainly the weight of the bus, but it's shocking. Okay. We still got here on time, even though it said we were going to be late. Buddy. Thank you. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I'll show you where this new route is, because they've actually pulled it one of these circle things, saying which way to go. It's only a minute or two away. 2-3 minutes away. Going to say there's one bit I do hate in this next section coming up. Yeah, not this bit, but we're going to come to this next. So not this set, not the set after, but the set after that. Traffic lights. You would turn left, and there's bus lane. Which I'll show you in a second. I'll show you in a minute. How blooming annoying it is to get round it and not get your wheels on the actual on the curb. It's one of those where you can't actually fit a bus through. It's just after the next stop. See, why did they go so slow? And then look how fast they pull away. So it's just after these set lights. That hates me. That annoys me sometimes. Thank you. Just press that. Yeah, you're gonna have to keep it all the way to the right. So I don't even know if you can get the bus on it without. Yeah, you can see it says bus lane left. See where that bollard is. Yeah. Yeah, in theory you can get a bus through there, but it's just tight. Even though I didn't really aim for the curb, but still set off my force feedback. Yeah, the new route goes up here to the left, and the reason why I think it goes up top this hill is because you've got a sign there saying top this hill, kind of find it a bit funny the fact that they say at some point. What's going on here, mate? Yep. 2, 3, 4. Thanks, buddy. Keep the indicator on. Just turning right a sec. In a second, it'll probably be in a minute. No, in a second. Off the indicator. Keep it at 30. But yeah, foot's not on the pedal at the moment. Well, it's not doing it down here. Saying that's not actually all that steep enough too. That 111 must go along the track because it was at Memorial Crescent. And the high street is just up there. So this is going to be the one which says too early for the last 3 stops. Oh, what's the point? Well, you're going to lose time 2.5 minutes when you're just standing here. It's stupid. It is stupid. Yeah, no, only the one was too early. That to put it in, not in service. Just sorted. Press that. I don't know which way I'm going from here. I think that. There's quite a few menus I haven't actually looked on the ticketer system. Of course, the people that made this bus also did the Yorkshire Counties DLC, which was sponsored by Ticketer. Which is quite interesting. So now I assume we're going straight up the right way. I think we end up going straight. If we went right, these lights, it takes us to the train station. Don't know if that's right. Probably not. Yeah, it takes us to the train station. Let's have a look. What's this? Trip summary. Yeah, we didn't actually do anything. Test print, start, log, instant, don't work, inspector, don't work, reboot. Oh, that's cool. So in case it comes up with ticketer and everything. Does it make you log back in? We'll find out in a second. I'm assuming it logs, you need to log back in. Because normally that's what it's logged when you log in. That one gets taken. we need to go straight on. It's more right, straight on. Yeah, you have to log back. Like what else to do? Quite yet. Let's see. See what the rest of that does. Turn left here. Because this is where the 35 from the trader starts. God, an AI actually knows all on the road. So I assumed really, so it was a standard 35 totness to paint totness, so that would start with a big paint depot. Then the trade estate 1. I think that'll end up being probably better off starting at a totness depot. Because of course, so basically you have to kind of go around that roundabout that we came out of, or went round just, to get to the start point. Isn't too bad. But yeah, here's the depot. Are you turning into the depot, mate? Okay then. No, don't matter. Depot, you just turn here. No, it's next time. So the X35 is one that I know off my head. It's one of those like the Cotterell U18. I know the whole route off my head. On the original South London project, I know the whole Route 3 by itself, which is actually quite nice because, yeah, bus doesn't really need filling up. No, it's still a max. Surprising. Where shall we park the bus? You know what? We'll park it next to that lonesome one. Oh shit, I forget you have to put it in onto the parking brake. In theory, just straight up, should be fine. Let's see, can we get it straight? Right, now let's have a look at this fully. So options, passenger, okay. So you can add one passenger up to 45, reset to 0, occupy empty, press continue, takes you back to this screen, more, not really anything else apart from here, messages. Of course that messages kind of came off. Tap anywhere to dismiss, printer OK, smart code OK, connection OK, GPS OK. Okay, anyway, that's going to be it. I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye. Shit. Goodbye.